Elsie. It's Monday. Happy Monday. It's April 30th, 2018. So, hope you have joy in your heart today. I got coffee in my hand. So let's finish the live foods for winning energy without drugs. Oof, this is drugs too. Caffeine, huh? But, anyway, so yeah, I want to finish it. The first half was the other video I did, and then the second half will be today on this woman, Charlotte Gerson. So let's get started. Just follow along and just try to follow what I do so you can learn. And if you don't know how to do something, don't worry about it. We'll get it eventually. I just want to do something that's good for our bodies, huh? I'm her workout partner, so let's get going. All right, here we go.
And then you say, okay, no fluoride. But there's so many other poisons. Tell you some other things. You know, there's a huge epidemic of obesity. Do you know that that's specially promoted? There were two doctors who were going to research obesity and the problems and the connection to heart disease and connection to diabetes and all. Diabetes type 2 is another joke. It's so simple. We get rid of it in a matter of a week or 10 days. Rid of it, yes. I'll tell you a little later. So these researchers wanted to test this obesity ideas and what to do and how it can, how it affects and everything on animals, lab animals. They had a problem. The animals wouldn't get obese. They would eat what they wanted to eat and they wouldn't get obese. What are you going to do? Well, it happened that they accidentally found out, a lot of these things are accidental, accidentally found out that if they gave the younger animals an injection of MSG, monosodium glutamate, that affected a certain part of their brain, that particular portion, that center of the brain that tells you you're full, you don't want to eat anymore. You don't need anymore. That's it. So the animals do that. We are smarter. We make our food attractive. But what they did is when they injected these animals with MSG, they lost their knowledge of that reflex that told them you have enough to eat. They would eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and get obese. So they said, okay, we can do that with people. They'll buy more food, we make more money. They put about 5,000 supermarket foods have MSG in it. Because they want you to take it. They want you to eat more. They want to sell you more. As it happens, it's also addictive. You like it. It's a food additive that's, it causes, thank you. It causes you to want to return to this very same food. You return for more. You go into restaurants, the ones that had MSG in their food, you like that, you go back to it and you eat more and you order more and you pay more and they make money and everybody is happy except you. Oh, thank you. Okay. A real friend. Thank you, Danny. Carrot juice. Okay, so you not only have fluoride, you have MSG in your food, and you'll never know it by what it stamp, what is written on the content, because it says natural food additive or flavor enhancer, or, you know, they have fancy words. So you don't know it. But you're eating it, you're going back to it, you get addicted to it, you get obese. And it's really hard to control because they cause you an addiction. They can sell more food, they can sell more drugs for reducing. Oh, then comes another problem, drugs for reducing. The sugar, you know, the artificial sugar, aspartame, NutraSweet and stuff like that. It has 3 names. NutraSweet, it calls Equal and Spoonful. That's all their trade names, but it's all aspartame. Highly toxic. And our good former Secretary of Defense owned the company that produced the aspartame, the NutraSweet. It's called GD Cerealate. And that company, he was the main stockholder and virtually co-owner. He sold it to, I believe it was Monsanto, I'm not quite sure of that. Okay. And they built a huge complex to produce this wonderful artificial sugar. And FDA, in this case, bless their hearts, for once, they said no. It's so toxic. It's such a heavy nerve poison. We cannot pass it. It can't go into food. And they had this big plant. Now what do we do? So they went to the guy who sold it to them for billions and said, here we have this big plant. We paid you a huge lot of money. And the FDA won't pass it. What are we going to do? So he said, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And he took care of it. He properly paid all the people who were doing the research at FDA. You think they're protecting you? Why do they allow fluoride in the toothpaste? Oh, there's a warning on it. Yeah, right. Okay, so now they paid and paid huge sums of money. 2 of their researchers at FDA actually resigned in protest. Bless their hearts. But the others took the money and passed it. And it's now, the aspartame is now in 10,000 foods in supermarkets. And it has caused actually an epidemic of multiple sclerosis. It isn't actually multiple sclerosis, but it has very similar symptoms as multiple sclerosis, so they pass it off on you. So here you are. Then you're surprised you're sick? That's the only way they can make money. And then it gets worse. I'm sorry. I don't have good news for you. They are now feeling that they have saturated the market of the middle-aged and elderly people on cholesterol drugs and heart drugs and this drugs and that drugs. So now they give children chicken McNuggets that cause children to have high cholesterol. And now they say children under 3 years of age, not up to starting 3 years of age, under kindergarten age, should be tested, and if they have high cholesterol, they should be on cholesterol drugs, which you have to be on for the rest of your life. They want to make money. Why can't we just give them decent food? Now we come back to the young people. The young people, they go to school, they get lunches, they get fun foods, hot dogs, they get lunches maybe with fancy bologna or other, I don't know, chemicalized meats of all kinds. I once studied this. I wanted to write an article about hot dogs. I never buy them, so I've never seen all the list of stuff that's in there. But I looked at them, a long, long list of all kinds of chemicals. The next thing I know, I said, oh, for heaven's sakes, if they don't get hot dogs, what are they going to get? bologna or other things. It's the same exact stuff in there too. And then I find that the University of North Carolina already made a study of hot dogs. Okay, and that study showed that when children ages 8 to 12 eat hot dogs, as many as 12 a month, that's only 3 a week, their chances of developing leukemia and or lower brain tumors go up by 700%. Fun food, great fun. It's a terrible thing. McDonald's is a terrible thing, not just for the kids, not just for the adults, not just for, but the environment. They have to raise enough beef. They raise woods, and so we lose our producers of oxygen in the air. They ruin the environment, they ruin the world in order to supply people with adequate hot dogs and hamburgers. It's a terrible thing. John Robbins, who left the millions of the Robbins ice cream fortune aside, he didn't want it. It was made on children's teeth and health. He didn't want it. He wrote a book, Diet for a New America. And in that book, among other things, he shows how important it is to survive on vegetarian food. And he has a long list in that book of vegetarians who are world competitors in all kinds of world events. What is it called? And they are longer able to compete, they live longer, they live better. For instance, Navratilova, she was competing well into advanced age for competitors in sports like that. She had a consultant on nutrition, and he told her, never eat animal proteins before a contest. So she said, I'll pay you extra if you don't tell my competitors the same thing. Vegetarians, Olympic athletes have better endurance than meat eaters. Have you ever heard that, your only real good power for He-Man, there's a good steak? Wrong. It's not true. Animals, they're being killed. I'm sure you've seen a cat catch a bird or a mouse and not quite kill it, and then for a little while play with it. And you think the cat is cruel. It's not. It's not cruel. It's preserving its life. In the course of the pursuit and trying to catch this animal, the animal produces a hormone that gives it an extra boost of energy, adrenaline. It's toxic. And the cat isn't going to eat that animal while it's toxic with this adrenaline in its bloodstream. So it partly kills it, not dead. It can't escape anymore, but it's not dead. Then it plays with it, makes it move. So the animal is able to reabsorb some of this adrenaline, sends it back to the adrenals, passes the rest out as toxin through the liver. And when it's clean, the cat eats it. We don't do that. We kill the animals, the beef, in tremendous herds. They smell death, they know, they can't move. They generate tremendous lots of adrenaline. We kill them with the adrenaline in their bloodstream. And then what happens? Do we eat nice fresh meat? No. No, we age the meat. It putrefies, yes, it putrefies. And then we have the long intestinal tract of the vegetarian animal. And this putrefied mess that we damage some more by cooking and spicing stays much too long in our long intestinal tract, then we get cancer in the colon. Because the putrefied meat that's full of adrenaline, toxic, old, aged, wasted, spoiled, and excuse me, rotten, stays much too long in our long intestinal tract that's designed for dealing with fresh and vegetarian fibrous food. There's no fiber in it. And then we get constipation. Oh yes, I wanted to tell you, in that book that I have on medical treatments, I looked up migraine headaches, and it gives you all kinds of medications. Very interesting. I found at least 5 to prevent migraine. But as you know, all drugs have side effects. And what are the side effects of this prevention for migraines? The headache and nausea and light sensitivity. So you might as well just get the migraine. I don't know how they can write and sell stuff like that. I don't know how people buy stuff like that. How doctors have the lack of wisdom not to call it something worse, to prescribe something like that. Doctors learn to be drug pushers. You can live and live well. And then there are other things. There's some, for instance, Gardasil. Gardasil is a vaccine that is given to young women, anywhere between 12 and 16 years of age, for a supposed disease, the HPV, the human papillomavirus, which is completely harmless. Some 90% of us get it one way or the other if we are sexually active, and it goes away by itself. It's curable, easily curable, but they tell you, they scare you, it's dangerous, and your young daughters could develop cancer. Doesn't happen. However, the vaccine, Gardasil, has caused, they admitted, 33 deaths and thousands of hospitalization and sickened people. Much, much worse than anything the disease could possibly do. But they make money. And there's more. If you feed your children good, organic, vegetarian food and not canned and jarred and pickled and preserved and salted and chemically treated, they are good, healthy, normal, functioning kids. They don't get hyperactive, they don't get irritable, they don't get destructive. They're good, happy kids. But some of them get so bad that the mothers are even happy when the school prescribes Ritalin. Did you know that the school gets $1,000 for every kid they put on Ritalin? And there are some schools now that don't even accept children enrollment unless they are on Ritalin. Now, Ritalin is just one tiny molecule away from cocaine. And some cocaine addicts that are walking around in the streets, occasionally they can't get their fix. And they're miserable and they're unhappy and they don't know what to do and they can't find anybody. They go up to one of these kids, hand them a 10 and say, give me one of your Ritalin. It does the trick. It takes care of the cocaine addiction. In other words, they make cocaine addicts out of our children. It's a terrible thing. You can't do that. They're doing it. for money. It's greed. Please, you are in charge of your own health. And as we likely do and say, you dig your own grave with your teeth. Learn to not do that. I repeat, it's quite simple. Cancer is simply the disease of toxicity and alkalinity destroyed and acidity. Eat the fresh living foods. Eat the vegetarian foods. And you will rebuild your alkalinity. You won't have any problems. There's cancer in my family. Am I worried? There's several people, my grandmother and her daughter, my aunt, and several other people in my family. So how many mammograms have I had? B. None. 0. As long as you keep your body functioning, as you give it the right nutrients, as you keep your defenses going, as you keep your pH in good range, you don't have to worry. We have even seen children, for instance, one child, she was about 12 or 13 when she started, she had cystic fibrosis, supposed to be a genetic disease, right? And if it's genetic, it's incurable, right? Wrong. She had cystic fibrosis, her lungs were all gummed up, she was in serious pain, always breathing trouble, had antibiotics constantly, and she was told she wouldn't live beyond 2022. Well, she started the Gerson therapy with the fresh living foods and juices and detoxifying and staying away from toxic stuff. She not only got married, she was told she could never have a child. She's 28, she has a 3-year-old healthy baby boy, and she's fine, thank you. We've even seen something else that's really extraordinary. You know what trisomy is? When chromosomes normally split, so you have one from your father, one from your mother, a double set of chromosomes. But what if they don't split correctly, and you have 3? Then you have the mongoloid children with terrible problems and they never develop right. Well, we have been able to control even that with the right food, with the right nutrients, because we are helping the body so that it can function normally, protect itself, and work everything in its right way. And that's what you need to learn, and it is possible, and we have books and DVDs, and we have materials that give you all the details in easy to understand language. I'm hoping that you understand me. I purposely don't use big fancy words. I don't want to, show off or anything. I want to communicate and help people to learn and understand why they are sick in the first place. And you know that diabetes, number 2 diabetes, age onset, I told you, I'll tell you more about it. It's not really diabetes. It's simply a high cholesterol disease. It's merely that cells who have the so-called insulin receptors don't get they're blocked, they're clogged with cholesterol, and they don't get the insulin. It's like you have a perfectly good plug, you have a perfectly good TV, but there's a metal plate in between them and you can't connect. So get rid of it. Cholesterol. Stop eating animal protein. Stop deep frying things. Stop the fats and all of these other things. And you can stop the cholesterol drugs and stop the diabetes drugs. And in most of the cases that we see, usually in terminal condition with cancer, with diabetes, It's disappeared in 5 days. Diabetes has disappeared in 5 to 6 days. All it is, just don't eat animal proteins which are loaded with cholesterol. And don't let anybody tell you you need milk. And that the calcium in milk will get over osteoporosis. It causes osteoporosis. And all of that is available. It's available in books, it's available in DVDs, and it's available in information. And I try to give you as much of that information as possible. Okay, as a matter of fact, I've written most of what I've said today. I've written it up, and it's available for a couple of dollars. Milk from happy cows. Do you realize that California cows have as much as 750 million pus cells in a quart of milk? 750 million is permitted by the FDA to cross into other states. Million. Okay. You want to drink that? Oh yes, it's pasteurized. Now you have cooked pus cells. All right. We have even in this little pamphlet, we have a list of alkaline and alkalizing foods and a list of acid-forming foods. You can inform yourself. All that literature, you're lucky. It's here. It's available.
It's over. Alrighty. Alright, so let's do some sautés, which are jump, point your feet down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, so changement is when you change your feet back and forth into fit. Changement, 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 changement. Then as you pay and close, as you pay and close 4 times, you just go jump out the second, close the other foot in front, second, other foot in front, second, close, second, close. All right, go ahead and reverence. All right, take a bow, you've been great. I'm off to morning mass, I hope. All right, guys, you have a Christ-filled day, and remember to love everyone. All right, so talk to you later. Bye.